Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with
Michael Anthony Fitness.
And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. You're pointing at me. What are you pointing at me for?
You know, I know why they flexed the. I know it might not be part of it, but I know why they flexed the Eagles-Washington game, so whoever wins the 1 o'clock game, so they won't, so they say, oh, we don't know if we have a chance or not.
Well, if this were regular times, you could see what they would be doing would be the Cowboys would play. If they win, then they'd have a big watch party where they got cameras on the players seeing, you know, as the game goes on, kind of like what they did to Drew Pearson last year when he didn't get in. It was like they had the meltdown cam.
And it's
exactly. But you can see the Cowboy players, whether they got a chance or don't make the playoffs. But I don't know, maybe they'll have individual webcams at the players, or maybe the players could be at the Star socially distanced every part. But you know they'll do something. The Dallas Cowboys will do something, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably on their website.
Because it'll either be the end of the season or saving the season.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. I kept saying, I told y'all, didn't I say it? Didn't I tell you what was going to happen? Conspiracy theory-wise, NFL, the NFL got exactly what they wanted. The NFC East is trash. I mean, I can't say that they're not. The fact that the Giants still have a chance after losing 3 straight weeks. 3 straight weeks. And you look at Danny Dimes, Rashid, I'm sorry, you talk about us Cowboy fans being delusional. For you to say that Danny Dimes is a winning quarterback, I don't see how that can be. I mean, you can say he's winning as far as the fumble titles. You know, he won that last year. But I'm sorry, Daniel Jones.
He just is bad. He's almost on pace. He's almost on pace with Wentz.
Well, he's got 8 TD passes and 9 interceptions. At least that's where it was yesterday. I have to double check. I mean, and everybody talking about how bad. Carson, I keep wanting to call him Carson. Andy Dalton. We were having a discussion on who's the currently the best quarterback in the NFC East. You know, they were saying Jalen Hurts is. After the performance yesterday, I kind of have to say Andy Dalton. Wouldn't you have to say that?
I think Jalen Hurts is.
I don't see how 3 turnovers in the second half. 3 turnovers. He's 1-3. I'm sorry, 1-2.
He didn't let me finish.
Okay.
I think he played good enough that you could say that he's going to be the starter for Philly moving forward.
Maybe, but it could be one of those cases where he came out like gangbusters first game, second game was pretty good, third game not so much, fourth game he might be in the toilet. It could be that regression that, you know, quarterbacks have. You know, at first there was no book out on him. Now defensive coordinators can say, okay, how do we stop him from being able to run? The Cowboys seem like they kind of got a good game plan for him. He still got 65 yards rushing, but, you know, it wasn't anything to write home about. Still had 341 yards passing, but couldn't get into the end zone. You know, and maybe some of that's not Hurts, and some of that's the team, but you can definitely see they're more dynamic with him out there than with Carson Wentz.
I think that's something they could build on.
Well, they're going to have to.
I mean, I think
they don't have any. Right now, they're stuck with Carson Wentz. I still believe, and he's broken.
At least for another year.
And then you can't go out and draft another. Well, I guess you could draft another quarterback, but I don't see them doing that. They're in a position.
I mean, I think they got the 8th pick right now.
Is it 8th? I thought it's got to be higher than that because they were 7 going into that.
I got to look at the list again, the playoff list, because they had it on.
I think we're 11. I've got to see the.
I got to look at it again, but I know they're.
But the NFL has exactly what they wanted. You know, having the 3 teams in the NFC East fighting for this one spot. Now, here's the thing that's going to be interesting, and I'm going to get ridiculed when I say this, but right now I got to say that the Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East. Is that a crazy statement? The Eagles certainly aren't. The Eagles are trash.
Well, that's because of Carson Wentz.
But not just Carson Wentz.
No.
I mean, they have good pieces. I mean, I look at Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders. That's some great pieces. But without Fletcher Cox yesterday, they couldn't put pressure on. So the Eagles are definitely right now not real good.
I still blame Carson Wentz.
But I'm not sure that they're the worst team in the division.
But what did they give up for Carson Wentz?
Well, that's another story. But I'm just talking about right now. Because here's the thing. You got 3 teams vying for one spot in the playoffs. You got the Giants, who, for a while there, everybody thought they were the best team, the up-and-comers, and patting Jason Garrett on the back, and Joe Judge and stuff. Well, right now, they're on a 3-game losing streak. Danny Dimes or Danny Broke-Ass, it should be. He's got a bad hamstring. He's done absolutely positively nothing the last 2 weeks when they needed wins bad. And so if they were to beat us, that would definitely be limping into the playoffs. I mean, you can't look and say that the Giants are a really good team right now. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't say that. Although they were playing a really good team. But let's talk about the Washington football team. Washington football team, they had a really good defense. With Alex Smith, the offense was capable. But right now, you don't know if Alex Smith is back. And yesterday, that offense, Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater ate that defense up yesterday. And you look at the Washington team now that's on a 2-game losing streak. You can't look at them and say, oh, yeah, the Washington football team's a great team right now. They don't look that strong. And it may end up being that they get, a victory on Sunday against the Eagles, another bad team, and limp into the playoffs. But you're talking about them being, if they win 1-2 going into the playoffs. Right now, the Cowboys played their first real complete game. Wouldn't you agree with that? I mean, they played in all 3 phases, and more than anything else, the takeaways that we've done in the last 3 weeks. If we get 10 takeaways in 3 games, or if we get 3 takeaways in any game against anybody, we got a good chance to win, because I've always talked about takeaways are gold. Oh, look at that. There's a Jeep with an Eagles head on the back of it.
But the other thing, too, is
I should speed up and say,
the other thing, too, we had is our defense for the first time in a long time. We had a lot of our pieces, man.
Well, in the secondary, definitely. Although we were out Van Der Esch, but you saw Sean Lee make a couple of really good tackles in there. And that's where
Diggs out there, too, playing good.
Diggs with 3 interceptions on the season. That makes me feel good.
Playing good.
Randy Gregory, right. So
all over the field.
Right now, you look at that pass rush that we have. Like I said, we're still giving up too many yards on the ground, and we're still allowing too many big plays. But you're looking at a defense that's making plays. And right now, I don't see that with the Giants team right now. You didn't see big plays yesterday. You didn't see. I'm sorry. The Giants yesterday just looked. They didn't look like Giants. They looked like midgets. They really looked like midgets. That offense was putrid. I mean, damn.
Because in one of those games, their defense was keeping them in the game, but the offense didn't do anything to score.
And Haskins with Washington.
I think Washington's going to lose out, so they can try to vie for another quarterback. Because I think Dwayne Haskins is gone. You don't know if Alex Smith's returning with that calf injury.
That's going to be that's. I mean, if Alex Smith doesn't come back, it's going to be hard. Although the Eagles may be in that tank mode too. What you might see is 2 teams that both say we don't want this.
Yeah, but I think Washington probably doesn't want it more. Because you can't tell me that Dwayne has to come back next season.
The Eagles have absolutely positively nothing to gain from winning that game, and more to lose. You got dust in your hair. It looks like you look gray like me. His hair looks gray. It looks like salt and pepper, like my dad's used to before it went all gray. So right now, I got to say, the Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the division. And you know what? Convince me otherwise. Show me otherwise that they're not. Now, I know that the Washington team got us 2 games earlier, but that was a couple weeks ago. And you can look at teams, what they did 2 months ago, a month ago, hell, 2 weeks ago, doesn't necessarily mean that's the team of today. It's a week-to-week league, and right now, the Cowboys are playing with some momentum. I know it's against teams that aren't great teams. I know the 49ers, although the 49ers did beat the Cardinals, which, is a good team. I know we beat the Bengals, but didn't the Bengals win yesterday, too?
Yeah, against us.
Who did they play?
The Steelers.
No, they didn't play the Steelers. Steelers came back and won.
I don't know who they did.
But the Bengals are playing better now too. And
I don't know if they won yesterday.
We did beat the Vikings. The Vikings are up and down. Who else did we beat? We beat the Giants. I can't remember who that first game was.
Oh, that's right. They're playing against the Texans. The Bengals and Texans.
Yeah, well, right. They got a win, right? And which means the Texans are moving on up on the draft draft board to give that pick away to the Miami Dolphins.
Fifth pick, and the Dolphins are in the playoffs.
Will we see Eastside Shirley anymore? Is he done? And Philadelphia, are you gonna man up, Philadelphia?
That's sad. The Dolphins have a top 5 pick, and they're in the playoffs.
Right, and they're in the playoffs. That's where the rich get richer.
Dolphins are gonna be good down the stretch.
Yeah, Texans, y'all suck. All right, man. Spackled up the walls, and now I got to try and go work on this deck. Hopefully the ground's not frozen, so we can get these steps put down, and then get back on over to the man cave, because I got a message for one stinking New York cockroach out there. Yeah, I got a real message.
I thought it was a sewer rat.
Swamp rat. Yeah, he's all kinds of. We need to call some pest control for that dude. All right, I'll see you.